Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back with another tips and tricks video for you guys. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to increase your stats in Fortnite, whether that's wins, KD, win percentage, kills per match. I'm going to be going over as many stats as I can, and going to be going over how you can increase each individual stat. Also, I have a really good high kill duo game I had the other day as the gameplay for this video. And before we get to the video, if you guys could drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my post notifications so you're notified every single new video. And alright guys, let's get right into the video. Okay, to start off, I just want to say stats in Fortnite, they don't mean everything. Just because you have more wins than another player doesn't make you a better player at all. And I've seen this case with so many people. I've seen people with 500 wins, 600 wins, 700 wins, even over 1,000. I've seen a guy with 1,200 wins that I would still consider a not very good player. I would even go as far to say he was probably a below average player with 1,200 wins. As crazy as that sounds, it's actually possible. I honestly didn't think it was possible until I seen his stats. I don't know who this guy's been playing with, but all of his wins were in squads, and this dude must have been getting mad carried because his average KD was 1.2. and his win percentage was pretty low as well. This guy had been getting mad carried every single game in squads. And when it comes to wins, even though this guy had 1,200 wins, it doesn't matter because in-game play, that's all that matters, if you were a good player or not. And there is a lot of different factors that go into a good player. And another thing I like to point out, it's season 5, so the game has been out for a full year, so wins don't even matter as much. Back when the game first started, if you had like 100 wins, you were way better than every other player because everybody didn't have a lot of wins. But nowadays, the game has been out for so long, total wins don't even matter. They don't even equate to how much skill a guy has. But even with that said, wins are still very important to get in Fortnite. And of course, people with a lot more wins tend to be better players. But most of the time, it's really not always the case. Alright, so first, I want to talk about how you can raise your KD here in Fortnite. And when it comes to KD, honestly, that's probably the first thing I look at when I look at a player just to see how good they are. Is I usually look at their KD because their KD means a lot. Because yeah, someone could have 600-700 wins, but if their KD is only like a 1.2 or 1.7, they're probably not that good of a player, honestly, overall. And for those of you guys who don't know what KD already is, it's kills per death. So to get that, all you do is divide your kills by your deaths, and that will be your KD ratio. So what your KD is the average amount of kills you get per death. So that's why it's a really important thing. And the higher KD players tend to be the better players in Fortnite. So how do you raise KD? Basically, there's one really big tip when it comes to raising your KD. Of course, you could try to play slower, try to run into not as many people, and just get consistent 3 kills games. Because a lot of people, their KD, I would say, is below a 2. For most people, it's like that. My KD right now is right at a 5, and for the season, it's at a 6. So that means I get 5 kills per death overall. But the one fastest way to improve your KD is when it comes to KD, it's kills divided by deaths. But that doesn't mean matches played. So when you want to improve your KD, you want to try to go for wins. Because when you win in Fortnite, that doesn't count as a death. So say if you get a 6 kill win, right, that counts as 6 kills towards your KD, but it doesn't count as a death. So say if 2 players are playing, the first player, they get 7 kills each game, but each game they die. And the second guy, he gets 5 kills per game, but he wins 1 out of the 3 games. The first guy, he would have a 7 KD because he got 7 kills every match, but he died in the game. And the second guy, he would have a 7.5 KD, which is higher because if he had 3 games where he get 5 kills each and he wins 1 of the games, the 1 game won't count as a death towards his KD. So that'd be 15 total kills, but you would divide it by 2 games. But the third game, he didn't lose, so you wouldn't count that as a death. So say if you wanted to get a 10 KD, you would either have to get 10 kills every single match and not win, so 10 kills and 1 death every single game, or you could get a 5 kill win and a 5 kill loss, and that would be the equivalent of a 10 KD because that 1 game that you won, it doesn't count as a death towards your stats. So ultimately, to get your KD up the fastest way, you have to get more wins. It is the best way to get your KD up and the fastest. So that brings me into my next stat, and the next stat I want to talk about is wins and how you can get more wins here in Fortnite Season 5. I have a ton of videos that go in depth on how to win different type of situations and how to win games in Season 5 because there is a lot to it. It's not just a cut and simple dry answer to win every single game or to win a lot of games here in Fortnite. But when I play for wins, there is one specific thing every single game has in common, and that one thing is me playing slower, me playing more conservative when it comes to that game. Because when it comes down to it, the more people you run into, the more chances you have of dying and the more chances you have of messing up. So when you want to go for a win, or you want to get more wins in Fortnite, you have to play slower than you normally would. Because if you play too fast, you're going to be running into gunfights that you shouldn't be in, and you're going to get pinched a lot more. So being able to play slow is really important for winning more games in Fortnite. And when it comes to playing slow, there's a few things you can do. Is really keep in mind that you don't have to challenge every single gunfight you see. If you see someone with a clear advantage, you don't have to challenge. You can just not challenge that gunfight and go around. Another thing you can do is just play the edge of a circle and not be in the middle of the circle. So when it comes to the end of the game and it comes to the final circle, you probably don't want to be on the biggest hill right away or in the middle of the circle, because that is more likely where all the players are going to head to, and you're going to get pinched by going towards the middle. So in the end game, if you want to play more conservative for the win, you don't want to challenge as many people as you can. You want to try to play really conservative and just camp along the edges of the circle so you don't run into a lot of people. And that's definitely one of the best tips I can give if you want to win in Fortnite, is you have to play slow or play really conservative. So the next stat I want to talk about, it kind of ties into wins. It's win percentage, and this is the percentage of games you win. So basically it's just matches played divided by wins, and that is your percentage of games that you win. And when it comes to getting your win percentage up, you have to win multiple games in a row. Pretty self-explanatory. You have to win multiple games in a row. But I also have some really good tips in relation to that. On live stream, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, I had a live stream where I got a 5-game win streak, and then the next stream directly after, I got another 5-game win streak. And then in just last live stream, I got another 5-game win streak. So I'm going on massive win streaks in solo. So this is boosting my KD up really high, getting me a lot more wins, and boosting my win percentage up a ton here in Fortnite. And in every single game I won, there was one thing that I did, and that was being consistent, right? And pretty much every single game for that 5-game win streak, I went Pleasant Park. That's just my spot. That's just the spot I've been going to. I've been going Pleasant Park, and from Pleasant Park, every single game, I would rotate towards Lazy, towards the modern houses right above Loot Lake. So I would go to Pleasant, loot up there, get 1, maybe 2 kills, and then from there go Lazy every single time. And just by doing this, just staying consistent, it definitely helps me improve winning more games on a consistent basis. Because when I run the same routes over and over again, and I'm winning over and over again, it's really helpful. And I pretty much every single game that I've died on my win streak, it's pretty much I've just died in the beginning. It was just unfortunate death in the beginning, and that's how I died. It wasn't really in the late game, because once I get into my rhythm, once I get really consistent, I start to win a ton of games in a row. So if you want to win more games in a row, pick a route, try to stick to it as much as you can. Of course, the circle is going to change it up a little bit, but try to stick to that route as much as you can. It's really going to help you win. And if you want to know some really good routes to run and really good places to go for landing locations, I have 3 videos. They're called Full Guide to Win. They are very good. It gives you a good idea of where to land in the exact route that I run from that location to give me the best possible chances of winning. And the reason these locations are so good to land at, because there's not a lot of people, so there's not a lot of people you have to fight just trying to get the loot. And then right after there, you can find a ton of shields. Say if you don't find a lot of shields in there, you can find a ton of shields in forests nearby. So they're really good spots for really good loot. Not a lot of people go there, so there's less of a chance you're going to die at the beginning. So not that many people there. You get a lot of loot, and as well, you're going to get max shield from all the mushrooms nearby. And as well, max out your wood if you want to, because there's a ton of forest nearby, a ton of trees to chop down, so you can get max wood very quickly in the end of the game, which is going to set you up for the mid and to late game, and you're going to win a lot more games and be a lot more consistent at winning here in Fortnite. And the last 2 stats I want to talk about is kills and then kills per match. When you want to go for kills per match or higher kills per match, this could probably be one of the most difficult stats to bring up. Not even a lot of people look at this stat, but it's actually pretty difficult stat to bring up. So people who have a high kills per match are typically some of the best players in the game. And when it comes to kills per match, it doesn't matter about wins. It's just getting the most amount of kills you can per match. But at the same time, you don't want to play too crazy, overly aggressive, because then you're going to die. and you're gonna have a bunch of 1 or 0 kill games. So I think when coming for a high kills per match, I'd say it's really important to stay consistent, because you're going to end up having a higher kills per match if you can just constantly win 5 to 7 kill matches every single game. That is drastically going to improve your kills per match. And when it comes to going for a lot of kills, this is back to my kill aspect. If you want to get more kills in Fortnite, you have to play aggressive, and you want to land places like tilted towers, retail row. You just want to land in high kill areas. Of course, going for the most kills, I would recommend tilted towers, hands down, every single game. That is where you're gonna find the majority of people. And then from tilted, you could either run north, try to pick off people from the factories, or wait for the people for shifty to rotate in. It's pretty much up to the circle from after that, but tilted towers is the way to go to get the most kills in the early game. And most of the time, if you're playing very quick, you can walk out with 5 to 7 kills every single time at tilted towers. But guys, that's gonna wrap up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned how to raise your stats up. If you did, drop a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on those post notifications so you're notified every single new video. And alright guys, I will see you in the next video.